Let me tell you everything that I learned from watching the trailer, the Tekken talk about Heihachi, and also a bunch of move list videos that got uploaded recently. The bad news right off the bat is, unfortunately, Heihachi could not escape the Tekken 8's treatment. There are a lot of strings, a lot of moves that go into stance, so you can create mix-ups afterwards. For example, he got Reina's while standing 4-4. If you press down, you go into a stance, and then you just use that frame advantage to create a mix-up, or else you're likely minus on hits. Now my favorite, and one of the reasons that I stopped liking Reina as much, because she relies too much on that to make people not sidestep her as much. If you play small Tekken with her, just down forward 1, jabs, forward 4, you're gonna get stepped a lot. But good news is, I don't think Heihachi is gonna have to rely on these stances as much. They also talked about giving him a move that tracks to his weak side, so that is a plus. So likely we'll still be able to play him with just pokes, forward 4, forward 3. And anyways, the hypest thing about this character is the Warrior Instinct. This is his install, but he seems to be exactly what I was hoping that they would add to Heihachi. Basically, whenever you enter heat, you get 1 stack of his install. And once you have 3 of them, he goes into Warrior Instinct, and that allows you to use a lot of bullshit that he had in the past. For example, you might have seen in the trailer if you watched it already, his Hell Sweep does not stagger, but that is only during the Warrior Instinct. So he has the Tekken 3 Hell Sweep where you just do it, and if they block, they still have to guess what is your mix-up. They have to low parry that or else they're screwed. He has 443 being plus. This is another thing that I believe used to be plus in the past. 112, hella wall splat from super far away. 1+2 giving a guaranteed 442, another gem from the past. And the biggest one, the one that I was hoping for the most, he got Twin Pistons. It's a different input, it's not down forward 1-2, it's down forward 2-1 instead. And guess what? During Warrior Instinct, if they crouch and you hit them with forward 4, you are plus 15 and you get a guaranteed Twin Pistons. It instantly tornadoes, so the damage might not be the highest compared to all of his launchers, but it's there, right? But even without the Warrior Instinct, you still got a lot of fun stuff, because when he enters heat, he gets a lot of mechanics. For example, his Stomp from Tekken 7, they actually enhanced that move. It is a tornado move, a power crush, and I believe that you can cancel the move into a stance, crouch dash stance. He also gets up forward 4-1. So his homing, jumping, low crushing attack gets a follow-up that deals hella damage and is plus on block. And he also gets a down 3-1 follow-up, or down 3-2. Basically his old stomp, the down 3, but he gets the follow-up that deals a lot of damage. It can be used in combos, it can be used to hit people off the ground. Aside from that, he has the easy electric, easy Omen Thunder God Fist, but bad news about this one. Omen Thunder God Fist is no longer a launcher. So I'm hoping that at least this is still useful in combos. If you have the execution to go for it and you want big damage on your combos, on your juggle combos, then you might be able to go for it. But we will have to wait until the 1st of October, which is the release date for people that have the Battle Pass, and 3rd of October if you don't. But it's gonna be very soon, right? So he got a lot of tools for combos. Because of the stances, even though it's whack to use in the neutral, having these stance transitions on certain buttons is nice for combos because it gives you a lot of possibilities. And that's one of the things that he lacked in Tekken 8. Yes, his combos were super fun because they were difficult and there were routes for people that really wanted the big damage at the cost of execution. But now he might be able to even like adjust his combo better for wall carry or create other situations. So that's why I'm not too sad about the stance transitions. But the weirdest mechanic for his heat might be the back 3+4, the Shadow Step. I talked about this in a previous video of how annoying it was, although fun to use that move. And for some reason they made it a heat only move that uses all of your heat meter when you do it, and they didn't mention it being like fully invincible so you can get away from situations. None of that. So only you use it once and you lose your heat That's kind of crazy if that's the case. And before I forget mentioning this one of his stances, the Raijin stance, becomes a reversal when you go into heat. So there's that as well. Now let's talk about the stances again. He has the Raijin stance, the Fujin stance, and I guess the third one is the Warrior Instinct. And in the Raijin one, I believe, you have a a guard break move that gives you a guaranteed 1-1-2. In my predictions video, I thought that they would give back 1+2 the guard break option, the guard break property, but I guess they decided to give it to a stance. It made more sense for the whatever they were going for in this game, right? While the other one, the Fujin, they added a bunch of new moves. So he has a mid-electric that is not exactly an electric. It has the animation, but it's -10 on block. During Warrior Instinct, it becomes safer, but it's just a mid launcher that looks like an electric. And talking about electric, actually, I remember now, they gave him a perfect electric input. So he doesn't have that forward stance like Kazuya or Reina, but they gave him the ability to do forward, neutral, down, forward too. This way you get a 13 frames electric. And to end this video, let's talk about a few more things. One of them being punishments. It seems that it has improved a lot. And if you check out the Tekken library, I already wrote down some of his punishers. He has the 1-1-2 steel wall splatting. 1-2-2, if you don't want to wall splat, you just want a little bit more damage. And remember that in Warrior Instinct, 1-1-2 deals even more damage. It deals like 30 something. He has an 11 frames punisher with 2-2. It has a new animation. It's no longer 10 frames. It's 11. For 12 frames, he has forward 1+2. That gives you a guaranteed follow-up. And 1+2 in Warrior Instinct, again, knocks the opponents for a guaranteed 4-4-2. 13 frames, I guess he has down forward 1-2, which is not going to be as good. I'm not sure if when you do the perfect inputs, you get the knockdown. If you can get that knockdown with the perfect inputs and it still be a combo, that is great. However, if you mess it up, down forward 1-2 does not knock down like before. And let's talk about this real quick. Down forward 1 changed, got the animation changed, and it doesn't feel as satisfying. That's a shame, dude. One of my favorite moves. Same happened to 4-3, no longer knocks down. Doesn't seem to counter hit launch, but it gives you a guaranteed hit engager if you're going to stance and you just on normal hits. For 14 frames, I believe he doesn't have anything new, but for 15, he has a easy input down 4-3, 1+2-2. It deals like 40 something, and it is his new wall combo string. He has the electric and he has heat smash. So his heat smash is super fast, and he has 2 inputs. If you don't do anything afterwards, he does a floor breaking animation. And if you hold forward when you input the heat smash, you get a wall splatting animation instead. On block, it goes into stance, so you can pressure, and you can cancel out of that by holding back. Now for wall standing punishments, it goes kind of harder, because wall standing 4-4 got the same treatment as Reina's. If you hold down, you go into stance. Wall standing 1 is still 13 frames, it still gives you a guaranteed follow-up. And for 15 frames, we have full crouch down for 2. So yeah, he finally got a easy wall standing punishment. In Tekken 7, they gave him wall standing 3, 1+2, which was 18 frames if I'm not mistaken. But in this game, he still has that, but it only wall splats. So you could go for a safer wall splatting attack. But you can see that his punishment was made easier for a lot of people, but not that easy because he still doesn't have an easy launcher like Reina has with down forward 2. You have to practice that electric. And if you've been doing that ever since I told you so in a video about electrics, you're gonna be good in playing him, okay? So punishment, really good. 4-4. It has the same properties, but you can also go into stance. I don't know what's the guaranteed follow-up in that situation. I haven't seen anyone going for it. 4-3 goes into stance on normal hits. It gives you a hit engager follow-up. His sidestep 2-1 became up 4-2-1 instead, and it is a hit dash launcher. His power crush is still the same. It doesn't seem that it got faster. But look at this right now on screen. Did you see that? I'm gonna go back a little bit. This is one of the coolest things about his combo structure, okay? So he got back 2. And back 2 can be charged. And when you do so in a combo, you get that little flip, the tail spin that allows you to go for certain follow-ups. This is super sick. To me, that's one of the things that was lacking for the Mishimas. It makes the combos a lot more fun to do. If OTGF can be used in combos, it's golden because it's gonna have a lot of routes and a lot of ways to increase your damage through execution. His Hellexo still seems like plus and launcher. It gives you a full launch. It doesn't look like it when you watch the trailer or the Tekken talk because it juggles them quite high up and you have time to recover out of the Hellexo and do a juggle combo afterwards. So again, all of his buttons, they got changed, but still seem very reliable to create the same style of gameplay, I guess. Not exactly the same style because I doubt that they will keep the pushback on certain pokes so you can backdash away. But other than that, you can still use a lot of these same buttons in the neutral. I'm gonna make a lot of videos explaining these things more in detail when the character comes out, so look forward to it. And my final word on Heihachi is that he's hyped. He's not exactly what I was expecting 100%, but let's say 70-80% of it. So that's nice.